So, the 4 videos that I did were at the beginning of something that I've done for a while now. But I deleted all of it, except for the remaining 4 videos. Why? It's like a long mantra of mine, but it's also a book, in a way, about something about what we're doing here, and karma, and what is the purpose really of virtually anything that we could be concerned with, really. Well, like what's the point? Like, yeah, a lot of my focus goes into what I found in my travels. A lot of it is about like crystal gazing about something complicated, as to prior existences, as to a long span of existence that I've been existent that long. I have to go that far to get my points across, and what I do is somehow the points could be understood easier. And it looks like the complicated thing about it is, like, you don't start off in existence just like nothing, as like a blank slate. The damnedest thing about it, that's funny. It's like some kind of karmic circle. But what happens though? There might not be a beginning or an end to this existence. The complicated thing about that is like this book's going to be pretty much the existor. It's going to be called the existor. But what I'm going to say in this is, like, you never start off as like a blank slate, which is complicated. I'm going to bring that point up now about why. It looks like because there's no beginning or end to existence. It's that complicated. It's that complicated. I know you say, like, I didn't do half the shit that I supposedly did. Right, and then you're in a circumstance, right. Well, right. That's how complicated this universe is. And anywhere else, for example. Anywhere else, for that matter, too. It looks like like I said, it's a complicated system of existence, and it's like circular. What it looks like is complicated. I'm going to talk about something that I just came across to start off this long saga of understanding what the hell the point is then. All right? If the planet can change shape like time changes shape to fit her, that is complicated to think about that. Now, this is not easy stuff. I'm talking about some complicated stuff. This is little sci-fi stuff too, so don't take it too seriously. But if time changed shape to fit the planet's shape and size, that's interesting to think about that, because it means, like, things don't always go by the same shape either. And it's a more of a complicated story about where this place really is, and that we're on the planet is complicated. Like I said, everyone thinks the planet's a spherical, like a sphere, right? But what if time changes shape? Like time goes by, say, train tracks or something simple like that to begin with, like side by side like this. What if time gets more complicated than that? Well, and changes out of even time, that it's even time. Well, this is complicated stuff that I want to start this book with, because look, it looks like like, Alice in Wonderland crap, but it really could be. It's scary because it's real, though. Alice in Wonderland is a cartoon. But I tell you one thing. If you think about what the hell is going on all the time, you'd crack up at how you begin in a circumstance. And you don't know what the circumstance is, but there's like this obscure yet very powerful ring of power or of powers that brings you into existence. But you have to exist a long time to even know that. And if you always have existed a long time, what do you think the problem of the whole criteria really is, though? Why circular? Okay, I've gone to this point before, too. It looks like the whole section of space in these regions is about family, or about something and everything and something and no beginning, no end. Because beyond family, there isn't much to talk about. Now, family is a major discussion. Something and everything and something, and no beginning, no end. Well, that takes care of the you don't have a beginning to this existence. But if, in my recollection of some kind of a archaic understanding of something, let's say my name is Xanatine. Let's say there was a giant Xan and I was a Xan out of this expanse. And I wanted to know when nothing happens and everything echoed Rome. Let's say the giant Xan managed sections of space like this. And I wanted to know, as a minimal Xan, or more minimal, why nothing happened all the time when there's always nothing going on. Well, what the giant Xan was really trying to understand was space itself, trying to understand space. But let's say I diversified and got here as a replicate Xan. All right, that's the beginning to a service. It's another one-way ticket into an area of space that I was just pissed off that nothing ever happens, and I wanted to know the intricate workings of why in one section. The problem is this: nothing ever makes sense anyway, because what the giant Xan was trying to understand anyway was what is space? Like, what the hell is it? And why is everything so complicated? Well, if you understand the logic that I talked about in the beginning of this book, it looks like from static space comes space, from like death comes life, and then life in a diameter brings more life to the picture. Well, that's a very complicated theory, but it's interesting, isn't it, to know how odd things can be. How odd things can be. It looks like people are in an idiotic criteria, though. That's what will crack you up too. Sometimes life seems idiotic. Sometimes life seems like really pointless. But there's a vast point that each individual can share with people and other things. A vast point about really what the hell could be going on. But the thing is this: if you already start in motion, or start already in a circumstance, like the greatest extent, like I talk about a great extent, like a highest extent, a greatest extent, that is beyond everything, like their massive power. A highest extent of Xan, let's say, as a hierarchy of who I am. But beyond that, because they're totally different in characteristics, they start already in motion, though. They begin already in motion, but they don't care eventually later, and they rewind the whole thing and fuck the whole thing up. But look, let's say humans already begin in a circumstance, though. That was like a parallel, but a wild one. Let's say humans already begin in a circumstance. And the only ones who truly know what the circumstance is are the circles of power. Well, that's complicated. It looks like the whole picture gets straightened out eventually. But It looks like what I know. If if like if like static space could bring all this to the picture, virtually takes up no space too. It takes up very little space, static space. It's like very minimal. But if it created the whole thing, why would it want that? Why would it care to have that? Or if it did care to have it at all, and it did though, consciously care, well, it goes to a story that it's not the beginning of the story then.